Welcome back to my channel. So it's day 3, training game number 3. We're going to play a 10 plus 5 game in Leeches, and I'm going to briefly analyze it after the game has been done. So let's start. Let's find an opponent. 10 plus 5. So we have finally got an opponent. 2026. So e4 c5. Let's go for the Sicilian defense, which I'm working on. F4. Interesting. F4 d5 is the way to go, I guess. Takes, queen takes, knight c3. Yeah, takes. Knight c3 is a tempo move, but doesn't really matter. You can just go queen to d8. Now, the fun. White's fun is completely gone. White tries to go for the king side attack, and there is no king side attack right now. So that's how you can neutralize when you don't want to get attacked so easily. Just play d5 and open up the center. So there is no king side wedge for him. Bishop b5, bishop to d7, unpinning. Here, knight to f6, e6, bishop e7. The simple developing moves. So my opponent plays rook to e1. Now he want to play e6. He want to play f5 after I play e6 or something like that. So I will not play e6. I'll play g6, bishop g7. So yeah, there is no f5 then. Very safe and solid position for black. And yeah, this can become a dynamic position very quickly if one mistake is done by either side. So yeah, this position can become complicated very quickly. So my opponent is into some deep thought. He's thinking about some moves. Maybe d3 or d4 is a move. Yeah, d3 is also a move. Or knight e5 is a thing actually. Knight e5 is just take, man. d5. Yeah, knight e5 is an interesting move. d3 is also a move. And we'll just go with our plan. Bishop to g7. Nothing out of the ordinary. Bishop to c4. Now just castle, I guess. Okay, knight to g5. Literally this move has no threats because f7 you can. Knight f7, rook f7. What is his plan? We can even stop his plans with moves like bishop g4. Yeah, bishop g4 just hitting the queen, and then we can play e6 or h6 maybe. So yeah, let's just attack the queen first. Bishop to g4. And h6 maybe after that. I don't know, like, what is even knight g5? Knight g5 doesn't even do a single thing. Knight f7, rook f7. No, you can try, but what? Yeah, we're just going h6 and we're like, come and get me, man. You have to take on f7, by the way. That's must. You have to go for the two pieces. I mean, there is also a thing, but then why would you go for knight to g5? Knight e4, knight e4. Yeah, can be something. Knight captures e4, knight captures e4. King h7, f5 maybe. He is attacking the c5 pawn as well, which can be defended easily, I guess. And maybe just a very simple queen to b6, and we are defending that pawn as well. And maybe going knight d4 in some position. b6 is also a thing, but b6 is a weakening move, man. But then we can play bishop c8, bishop b7 and get this very long diagonal. So b6 is not that bad of a move. And then we can even go for knight d5 stops. So yeah, b6 is a move. b6 is a good move. Yeah, rook to c8. If you go like takes, bishop takes, and bishop d5, rook to c8, we unpin, and there's not really a lot of thing. b6 can become a weakening move in some positions, but yeah, it's not that bad. And we can even play bishop c8, bishop b7, a plan to get this bishop on this very long diagonal. And there can be some queen d4 check stops as well. If he is not careful. So yeah, a lot of plans, a lot of ideas. The opponent is thinking. Finally, my opponent plays the move h3. So we are going with our plan to bishop to c8 and then bishop to b7. Just simple and solid plans. So my opponent is thinking, maybe he is thinking of some g4, g5 stops. I don't know. Yeah, I've lost a lot of rating points as well in the last 3 days. Like I am losing each and every day. Like I am playing some practice match which I am not even recording, and I am losing them as well. So I have lost almost around 20 to 30 rating points in the last 2 days. Okay, knight captures f6. Bishop captures f6, I guess. But f5 is a thing. Is e captures f6 a thing? No, f5, bishop g5. Yeah. Bishop captures f6. Bishop d5, we can yeah, knight here. Knight to d5, attacking the e7 pawn as well as the bishop. But we have bishop to d4 check. And then we can get this knight of this position, man. You can play moves like bishop to e6 as well. Just pressuring this knight, and yeah, bishop to e6 seems like a very logical move. Attacking the knight. And there can be a very nasty tactics in some positions. If you move the knight to let's say e3 or something, then we can play bishop captures b2, bishop captures b2, bishop captures b2, bishop c4, dc4, and then the queen will be hanging. So bishop b2, bishop b2, bishop c4 will just win a pawn. But giving up this dark square bishop for the pawn, is it worth it? That's a question. And bishop b2, if he takes on e6, then bishop captures c1, we are attacking the queen. Bishop f7, rook f7, doesn't really do anything. No, he gets back his pawn as well, so yeah, that's also a thing. So yeah, this is a very interesting position and a dynamic position as well. There will be some tactical shots as well. So maybe let's try to find some ideas. Knight e3 or something. And so the knight is hanging. Rook capture e6 is a thing. It's very much a thing. But I don't know. Like this doesn't seem to be working because the f4 pawn is a long-term weakness. So you can go queen d6 and pressure on this f4 pawn forever with rook f5, rook to f8, and yeah, should be much better. Knight e3, knight e3. He goes for that plan. Does this tactics work? That's the point. Bishop b2. Does it work? Bishop b2, bishop e6, bishop c1. No, he can take with the knight. What are you talking about? So the tactics doesn't work. But we can trade off this important piece. We can even improve our position a little bit, like queen c7, and then we'll do anything, right? Queen c7, first attacking the f4 pawn, forcing him to defend it with some rook f1 stuffs maybe. And then we'll take, and then we'll go rook d8. This is a much better position. We should not blunder anything. That's the thing. Like, I'm blundering a lot in last few days, so I have to be a little bit careful. Okay, rook f1, exactly. Now we can exchange the pieces actually. So let's just go for that. Bishop captures c4. Knight captures c4, kind of forced. We could have gone for bishop e3, queen e3, bishop c4, bc4, but I don't want to give up this dark square bishop because that's the key in the position. I could have even played g5 in these positions, but I don't want to open up my king too much. Yeah, knight captures, obviously. And now let's just get our pieces into the game. Rook to d8, rook a to d8. f5 is not a thing because the pawn is pinned. Knight e5, knight captures e5. So yeah, king h1. Now he's preparing for f5, but now we should not allow that move. Or should we? You can go for b5, trying to get the piece of there. So b5 is a interesting move. Just kicking the knight away. Knight e3 maybe. Yeah, I just want to break this position up with some e5 stuffs, you know. e5, f5, g5. Or even e4 maybe if possible. My opponent is thinking for his move. He's still thinking. Let's think about his plans as well. Knight e3 is the only move. Knight a3 is also a thing. Knight a3. Seriously, dude. Like, this knight is... What this knight is even doing? So we just play a6, we defend this pawn, and... So what this knight is doing? This knight is dominated, man. I don't know. f5, g5. And our king side is protected after the bishop comes back to g7. And we can even go for c4 stuffs. c4, and if it takes, then bishop captures b2, we win an exchange at least, or a queen. So c4 is a threat knight. Now knight a3 was such a bad move. Knight e3 should have been played, because the pawn on f4 is already protected, right? Knight a3, there can be something, e5 or something, but knight a3 is very bad. This knight is just out of the game right now. And c4 can become a thing. Yeah, c4, c3 is a thing. Queen to e2. He's pressing in the position. He wants to go bishop e3 and trade off some pieces, which we should not be allowing. And maybe we can just play bishop f6 and then put a knight there. So yeah, let's just go bishop f6, over protecting the pawn on the e7 square. and also going for knight to d4, attacking the queen. Bishop e3, knight d4. He has to give up his bishop, dark square bishop, which is very important in these positions. And then rook captures d4. You also get some pressure on the f4 pawn. f5 g5. I'm always saying f5. Now we can even improve the position first with knight to d4, and then can play g5. f5, knight d4, queen g4 maybe, then f5. Yeah, so let's just improve the position a little bit. Knight e4 also threatened to win a pawn like that. Yeah, queen g4, then h5 is also a thing, so it's not easy. I guess we are just winning a pawn, but he can sack an exchange for some compensation. Yeah, knight f5, rook f5, gf5, bishop. Bishop captures on h6, bishop g7 maybe. This move doesn't really do a whole lot, but h5 is always weakening, yes. But h5 is the best move. h5 is the best move, man. Doesn't matter it's a weakening move or something, but it's the best move. You have to play the best move. Now I have to go something like queen f4 just takes and then takes on f5, and we are just a pawn up with a clean advantage. So yeah, knight f5 is a thing. Takes, pawn takes, queen captures, but then queen to g3. I'm hesitating actually. Queen g3. Yeah, like should we just take it, man? We just take it. He has to go for the exchange sacrifice, otherwise it's lost. So rook f5, I guess. Or he don't have to go for it, but he can. Then he's just a pawn down, like without any compensation. So he has to. Taking is the only move to keep some pressure, but yeah, should be defendable. I guess just takes queen h5, and then just queen g3 and queen g7. We are just defending the king, and that's winning. So I believe finally we are going to get our first win in the series. I guess still we should not be overconfident. My opponent is already down to some 10 seconds. Okay, let's give him some time at least. Yeah, rook f5. G captures f5. Queen captures h5, obviously. And now the very simple queen g3 should do the job. Just queen to g3 and queen to g7. And there is no counterplay. Just no counterplay. So my opponent plays bishop to h6, trying to get some counterplay. But bishop h6 also hangs bishop captures b2, I guess. And bishop e5 is a winning move as well. But bishop e5 he can go for queen g5 stops. But bishop e5, how on earth he is preventing? Checkmate. Queen g5 he just takes, and we win that game ultimately. Bishop e7, bishop captures. So bishop e5. There is no way to prevent checkmate, man. Let's just go bishop e5, man. This is GG's. He has to go for queen g5. Then he just takes. Bishop captures b2, bishop captures e7. Bishop captures any of the rooks. Bishop captures b2. Yeah, this is winning. This is completely winning. We can even just not allow any counterplay with f6. Attacking both the pieces. Bishop h6 will give one rook for the things. Yeah, should be winning. Bishop captures f8, rook captures f8, or king captures f8. We're just up a rook and in a completely winning position. So that was a complicated game actually. So let my opponent finish this game actually. So takes, king captures, just very simply. Rook captures f5. Okay, so let's just go bishop b4. Let's just convert this game slow and steadily. You should not be rushing any position, so you're just a complete piece up and should be winning, completely winning. There is nothing to be done. Okay, he wants to come with his pieces. You can just go king to f7. Just improving the position of the king. And king e6 maybe. Yeah, this is undefendable. Like, we're just a piece up, man. King e6. Just getting all the pieces in the positions. Rook f2. Yeah, just rook to g8. Even f5 becomes a thing in some positions. Not now actually. But yeah, just a complete bishop up. King to d6. Not blundering any pawns. There is just nothing. We are a full piece up. Just a full piece. Okay, let's go rook to h8. Press on the pawn as well. Yeah, king g3. Let's go bishop c3. Bishop e5 check. This is just a matter of technique, which should have been converted very easily. And let's try to convert it quickly. Bishop check maybe. Push. Let's go c4. Let's just break the position. d4, bishop d4. There's a thing, but we are not even taking that pawn, right? Yeah, just king c5. Doesn't even matter. d4 doesn't even matter. My opponent should be designing right now. Like, I don't know why he wants to get some compensation, but where is the compensation? There's just nothing. We're just going with the king. Everything is nice and solidly protected. He's down to 7 seconds, and yeah, now I'm not even giving him any extra times as well. Because this is a lost position, man. Yeah, let's just defend each and everything. No counter plays available. Yeah, king to b6. Nothing really. a5. Just improving the position slow and steadily. h3. Can just play f5, I guess. Yeah, f5 should do the job. There is not really a lot of things. This is just a matter of technique right now. Like, yeah, you have to convert it anyway. Just takes it. Takes. Let's improve the position of our king slow and steadily. Okay, he's trying to come into the position. I don't think it's anywhere working, so I'm just going for it. Yeah, I'm just going to take the c pawn, and yeah, this is winning. I just take it. Yeah, there is just nothing. We're just pushing this pawn. There's just nothing. We can go for bishop e5 check. My opponent has tried lot harder to come up with some plans, but there's just nothing. Just nothing. This is just resignable. Yeah, just a matter of technique right now. And my opponent is running out of time, and it's a completely winning position. Finally, we get our first win. And now, wait for the brief analysis of the game. Let's see where we have gone wrong or where my opponent has gone wrong. So let's see. So let's go through the analysis part. So we are playing with the black pieces. So let's just flip the board. e4, c5, the Sicilian defense. f4, d5, takes, queen takes. We just play very solidly. Knight c3, queen d8. Knight f3, knight to c6, bishop b5. Let's just open the engine. So white is slightly better in these positions, in these openings. d5 was not even the best move, I guess. Bishop d7, short castles, e6 was necessary. Yeah, I was saying that knight f6 and knight e5 was an interesting move there, but my opponent just played rook to e1 and I didn't play e6 because I was afraid of f5. So I played g6. Still knight e5 is a very strong move, but my opponent plays d3. So yeah, e6 should have been played, which I haven't played, which is a very important thing to include. So e6 would be in my notes when I will play these positions again. So I should be playing e6 quickly. So bishop g7, bishop c4. Bishop c4 was such a weird move. We just castles. Knight g5. Yeah. Bishop g4, not a bad move. Queen d2, h6, knight e4. I should have been taking, but b6 is defending the pawn. Black is already quite better, I guess. Yeah, minus 0.1, minus 1 already. So yeah, because the position is very much open for the black bishops, and the white bishop, the white Tusker bishop is not developed, the white rook is not developed. And look at this here, give a check, king h2, bishop e6, just attacking the knight, knight to e3. Yeah, he could have taken this thing which I missed, but I was thinking he was go queen f4 check, but there would be g3, so you have to take that and then he can do this. So there was the first mistake. Queen c7 was a critical mistake because I thought we can take on f4, but there will be g3 and the piece would be lost, which I would see ultimately, obviously. Like, yeah, if he plays bishop e6, then we'll obviously calculate that queen f4 g3, but I thought that was not possible. So queen c7 was my first mistake in the game, but okay, I get away with it. Bishop captures, knight captures, rook a d8, king h1, b5. I found a good plan. Knight a3 is such a bad move, just a6. And after that, I guess he just rushed with f5, knight d4, h5, and yeah, I just found all the best plans. Rook f5, g5. I was just saying that it's not happening. Just here, bishop e5, finding each and every plan. So yeah, the finishing was quite good by me. Takes. Yeah, I just got a completely winning position here, and I believe we converted this position pretty well. There was not really a lot of things, I guess. Takes, yeah. We just go to the queen side and we pick up the pawns. And the whole point is, if he comes here, then we just go for this check, man. We don't even allow anything. And then we just go here and we push this pawn. And that will be a completely winning position. So, there are 2 to 3 critical mistakes in this game for me as well. So, let's just go through those critical mistakes as well. So the first critical mistake already comes in the opening, because after takes, knight f6 is the main move, which I didn't know actually. So I thought in the Alapin Sicilian there is d5, queen d5, and there is a pawn on c3, so he cannot play knight to c3. But in this kind of positions, knight f6 is better. So the first mistake already comes in the opening. So after that, let's go through. And queen c7 was a mistake. We will get to that position as well. Bishop c8, that's not a mistake. Yeah, takes, knight here, check. Yeah, and queen c7. Here I completely miss that bishop captures e6 is a possible move, because queen f4 there is just g3. Queen captures f4, there is just g3, and we will lose a piece. So queen c7 was the second critical mistake. But after that, when my opponent plays rook f1, after that I didn't even give my opponent a lot of chances. Knight a3 was another bad move, and yeah, f5 was the last mistake. f5 was the biggest blunder of the game by my opponent, and after that was easy conversion, and quite a good conversion as well. Like, at the end we win on time, but yeah, that was complete winning anyway. So I believe you guys like this video, and like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the Chess Orko channel, and I'll be coming up with more training games daily from now. Goodbye guys.